Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Here.
Dempsey. Fournier.
Here.
Kraft.
Here.
McGarity.
Here.
Rick.
Here.
York.
I'll entertain a motion to excuse Commissioner Dempsey and Commissioner York.
Move to excuse Commissioners Dempsey and York.
Support.
Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Kraft.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Moving on to announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. For A, the Building Safety Month proclamation. Do we have anyone here accepting the Building Safety Month proclamation? Okay. Oh, is it them? Okay. All right, we will go ahead and then I will just read it. Whereas our city is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and when disaster strikes. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safety construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the building environment to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. And whereas these modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, earthquakes, and whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our local code officials, who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And whereas Mission Possible, the theme for Building Safety Month 2024, encourages us all to raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, I, Laura Kropp, Mayor of the City of Mount Clemens, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Building Safety Month. Right. That was a mouthful. Moving on to adoption of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to adopt the agenda as presented. Support.
Any questions or comments on the agenda? Okay, call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Kraft.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to agenda 6, public participation. This is the portion of the meeting where we invite the public to address the commission. All that we ask is that you come to the microphone, give us your full name, residential address, and you abide by our 3-minute rule. We also ask that you address your questions to the chair. We will go ahead and hear those in public first. Is there anyone who would like to address the commission at this time?
Good evening. My name is Jeff Borgia. This is my wife, Kim Borgia. We are from, we live at 39836 Shoreline Drive in Harrison Township. We are new business owners here in Mount Clemens. We are bringing a seed-to-sale CBD company to Michigan. Kim and I opened up a business in in St. Clair, Michigan with my family back in 2019 when the hemp bill came through the state of Michigan. We put together a really successful CBD business where we were offering products to people who needed something other than what modern medicine was offering them because of for various reasons. Anyway, we left our family business. I'm a teacher by trade, Warren Consolidated Schools. I'm retiring this year after 30 years. And so this is my retirement plan to this business. And we proved the model in St. Clair, and we're bringing it here to Mount Clemens. Kim is a social worker. She's not quite ready to retire like I am, but together we put this business together, and it's based on a very successful model that my family put together. And we're here to bring health and wellness and education to the community and the surrounding communities to what CBD is and how it can help people.
Wonderful. Welcome to Mountain Vines. Can you give us the business address?
Yeah, we're at 73 North Main, right across from the clock tower.
Wonderful. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Welcome. Is there anyone at this time, anyone else who would like to address the commission? Okay, we will close public comment and move on to item 7, administrative responses to issues or questions raised during the previous meetings. I don't see any listed. Is anything? Okay, move on to approval of minutes.
Move to approve the city commission meeting minutes for April 15th, 2024 as presented.
Support.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments of the minutes? Okay, call the roll, please.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Okay, moving right along to general business, 9A, the downtown revitalization project.
Move to-
Motion.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Move to approve VIL Construction Incorporated for the completion of the downtown revitalization project in the amount of $4,989,165 with an additional 10% contingency for unforeseen conditions, bringing the total authorized amount to $5,488,082.
Support.
Mr. Shipman.
On April 16th, 2024, bids were opened for the downtown revitalization project. One bid was submitted by VIL Construction Incorporated in the amount of $4,989,165. The base bid for Phase 1 Macomb Place and Cherry Street Mall was $4,588,110, and the base bid for Cherry Street was $401,055. The new street parking lot will also be replaced, but was not part of the downtown revitalization bid process. The bids for replacement of the new street lot will be opened on June 4th, 2024. The total price of the project, including the new street parking lot and a 10% construction contingency for unforeseen conditions, is estimated to be $6,688,082. The total current funding for the project is $6,047,162, with a difference of $640,920, which will be paid by the general fund if necessary. VIL Construction Incorporated contracted previously with the city for water main replacement and road reconstruction projects in 2023, and the city was overall satisfied with the quality of the work. A post-bid meeting was held on April 23rd, 2024 with VIL Construction Incorporated and their subcontractors to discuss the project schedule, communication methods, and other important project information. City administration and AEW engineers voiced their concerns and discussed numerous topics with the owner. All known project issues were discussed and resolved. Based upon the available funds for this project and the satisfactory performance on other projects, AEW and city administration recommend a city contract with VIL Construction Incorporated for completion of the downtown revitalization project in the amount of $4,989,165. Additionally, we recommend the commission add a 10% contingency for unseen conditions, bringing the total authorized amount to $5,488,082. Construction is expected to begin Tuesday, May 28, 2024. And we have Kyle Seidel with us from AEW, the lead engineer. I'm sure all of you know him. If you have any questions,
Okay. Questions, comments? Mr. Cameron?
So I am wondering, because this general contractor works with subcontractors, I was wondering, who are those subcontractors that they work with?
Yeah, so the prime VIO is planning to use Michigan pavers for the brick pavers, which is a substantial part of the project. They're planning to use GM and Sons for the concrete flat work. And they didn't have their landscape picked at this time, but they mentioned LSI, who also does work in the city as one of the candidates.
And I'm also wondering, do you know if any of those subcontractors have Department of Labor accredited apprenticeship programs or certified payroll?
This whole project will be certified payroll because of funding source and the grant funding through the FEDC will be prevailing wages and we just take them certified payrolls, all that on this project.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I mean, the obvious one is that it's disappointing that we only got one bid back because one company bid on it, and we certainly don't want to delay while we try to get any more bids, and I don't think we will, correct? I mean, the way this is going.
We won't, it would only delay the project to try to get additional bids. We did have a mandatory pre-bid meeting for this. We did have 4 major contractors come. And then the letter of recommendation, that should be in your packet. We summarized conversations we had with them after the bid opening. Kmart and Antonio, we talked to them and they just didn't have the capacity to take on this job they felt this year. And then Warren Contracting, who's done work in the city before, some of the wavy colored concrete that's downtown, Warren Contracting done that. They called and answered lots of questions. We worked with them the whole time. We were really hopeful that they would do a bid. They did not submit a bid. They were asking questions up to the day before we thought they were. Unfortunately, what they told us was they didn't think they had the staff. They didn't have the deep excavating equipment to replace the sanitary leads. And they were concerned about the water service, doing any lead service replacements. That was just something they had done. They're having trouble finding subs to do that for them, so therefore they did not submit it. We also were disappointed that we only got one bid. Unfortunately, the bid was below the engineer's estimate. So with the one bid, I mean, we can all hang our hands on the engineer's estimate was in the upper $5 million. This was actually less than what we anticipated with prices to be.
Wow.
I think that what people don't realize with this project, and if you look at the real scope of what's listed, I think people are looking at the renderings and saying, wow, it's going to change the look of downtown and oh, it's pretty. But what people don't understand is that underneath is what's really happening, right? Underneath the pavement and underneath the sidewalks and what we're improving under there. And that takes very specialized people. I mean, it's not like, oh, I opened a cabinet shop, I'm going to go pour some concrete. If you're going to dig that deep and replace lines, it's very serious. And obviously you need to be an expert at that. And there just aren't very many. And every city, every municipality right now are doing huge infrastructure projects. And the contractors are eaten up by those projects, right? So I think we were fortunate to get a bid and be able to do it at this time. And really, they are willing to meet we're very demanding in terms of time period that we want this completed. We were very specific that they need to be done by December 20th. Well, they have to have a functional road and a functional sidewalks by December 20th. So that means a lot of work underground and a lot of work to be done in a short period of time. So they were willing to take that on. I think that also may have scared a few people away, which we need that because we want to keep these businesses going in downtown. We're very, we made a commitment to them to make sure that people can access their businesses. So
And you said, as you said in your comments, that this company is one that we feel very confident in, that we'll get this done and do it right.
Yes.
Okay?
Are there any questions or comments? Are you sure? That didn't look confident to me.
No,
Okay. All right. Well then, call the roll, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
McGurty,
Yes.
Rick,
yes,
Calhoun.
Yes.
Motion passes. 9B. We'll move on to Digital Community Communications Agreement Amendment.
I move to approve the attached contract amendment for digital communications support services, commission meeting coverage, website support, and text alert services with Hunch Free as presented.
Support.
Mr. Shipman?
On August 21st, 2023, the commission approved an agreement with Hunch Free to provide digital communication support services. Hunch Free has done a great job improving and enhancing our social media presence. We are currently working on the schedule for the next 2 months of social media posts, as well as the strategic plan layout. With the school ending the cable agreement, the city is in need of video, website, and text alert services. Hunch Free is able to provide these services. And as you can see, they're providing some of them for us tonight. They provide similar services for Mount Clemens DDA and Macomb County. Hunch Free will be a great fit for these services since they are already providing the social media side of our communications. Attached is a 3-year agreement with Hunch Free to continue to provide digital support services for $3,650 per month, which is the current rate. Year 2 contains a 4% increase and year 3 a 5% increase. The agreement also provides for commission meeting coverage, text alerts, and website support for $2,125 per month. Year 2 also contains a 4% increase and year 3 a 5% increase. The city may terminate this agreement in whole or from time to time in part at any time by written notice to the consultant. The agreement has been reviewed by the city attorney.
Okay, questions or comments?
I have one. How does this cost for doing the commission meetings and, we will air them on YouTube now, not on
No,
the,
so
how's that gonna
tonight,
work?
tonight's meeting will be on YouTube within a couple days. By the next meeting, if you sign them on, then it will be on YouTube. It'll also be live streamed to be on Zoom. The other portion of getting it to the PEG channels on cable is something that we're still working out right now.
Okay. So with, this meeting won't be available on the cable, on the normal.
You know, there
It's
will,
good for everyone to know that and to understand that literally the rug was pulled out from underneath us and we had no advance notice. Well, we had advance notice, but we didn't think it was going to happen that quickly.
We had noticed that it would be July 1st,
Right.
so we had time to fix the situation, and then that changed.
Cost-wise, how does this compare?
it's hard to cost it out. I can tell you that for the services they're providing as well as whatever was put out in what it took to maintain the PEG channels. We were paying $75,000 a year.
Without the social media piece being a part of it. This should save us.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay, call the roll please.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
yes,
Calhoun,
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Motion passes. Move to 9C, Fishback Engineering Amendment.
And move to approve the design and construction professional services agreement amendment with Fishback Engineering as presented pending approval by the city attorney.
Support.
Pick one. All right, Mr. Shipman.
On May 19th, 2023, the City Commission approved an agreement with Fishback Engineering to begin the design phase of the connections to Great Lakes Water Authority. This agreement was a retainer to allow Fishback to begin the work based on their normal hourly rates until a final project was chosen for formal design. On November 18, 2023, an amendment was approved to the original agreement to proceed with the approved project. Unfortunately, on December 21st, 2023, due to circumstances beyond the control of Fishback or the city, the site for the selected storage tank and pump station was denied. In January 2024, the city began negotiations for a new site for the construction of both the storage tank and the pump station. This new location required changes to the original scope of the project. However, the new scope maintained the original goal of connecting to the GLWA water system, constructing a new 2 million gallon storage tank, and constructing a new pump station, abandoning the existing water filtration plant, and replacing lead service lines. The change in the scope has also required a change in the project delivery method to meet the DWSRF schedule, which requires project award by July 16, 2024. Instead of the traditional design bid build method, the new delivery method will be design build. Administration is recommending that Fishback remain involved during the design and construction phase of the project to provide the city with program management services typically needed on design build projects. This amendment is being submitted to adjust the agreement to reduce the design fee and add design and construction phase program management tasks. Program management tasks on large projects are typically performed by the design engineering team, not the city. The attached amendment will add an additional $2,142,700 to the original agreement for the added services. This is in line with what we currently pay AEW for the same services. And again, I think everybody knows Maria Sedke. By now, she is here. If you'd like to answer any questions, seated in civil engineers row.
Yeah.
So,
Never thought we needed somebody. Anybody have any questions or comments for either Mr. Shipman or for Maria?
I would hate to be going through this whole project without you, Maria.
Yeah.
You've been a rock through this whole planning. And I thank you, so I'm glad you're willing to stay the course.
Have you ever encountered a project this complicated with this many roadblocks?
Probably not. This is a project, one step forward, one to the side, to the back. But we're getting through it step by step. The project is out to bid. The RFP was issued last week, and we have actually a pre-bid meeting with the design build contractors tomorrow, showing them the sites. And we're hoping to have bids in hopefully in June, and as the schedule said, we'll award in July. And then we wait for funding, and they will start in October. All October. Design is expected to last a year, and then construction 3 years. So this project will sustain final completion probably late fall of 2020.
I would say, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is definitely the largest project or undertaking that the city's ever taken.
Absolutely.
I mean, and the curveballs we've been thrown is by so many different entities in this project. But Maria Fishback, your whole team has been phenomenal. I mean, I feel like we went to war together at the Harrison Township Planning Commission meeting. So that was, I felt completely confident that I was surrounded by the best experts. So thank you for that. And even though we didn't get what we wanted when we went to that meeting, but we really, I think this $2 million is money well spent.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Is there any other questions or comments on the commission? Okay, call the roll, please.
Rick,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Maria. Item 9D, first reading of introduction of an ordinance authorizing the enforcement of the recreation equipment ordinance through the Administrative Hearings Bureau.
I move to approve the introduction of an ordinance authorizing the enforcement of the recreational equipment ordinance through the Administrative Hearings Bureau and set May 20th, 2024 as the first date of, or as the date of adoption.
Support.
Mr. Shipman?
Attached is an ordinance to amend the city's blight ordinance to include as blight a violation of regulations related to the storage of recreational vehicles in the city and to provide the Administrative Hearings Bureau the authority to enforce such violations, to provide for a civil responsibility violation within the city, and to repeal any and all ordinances that are in conflict therewith. This ordinance amendment was prepared by the city attorney.
All right. There's questions or comments?
So the attached ordinance, is the red areas are the areas that it will be changing?
Correct, all additions, that's right,
Those are additions.
yeah. I think if I remember, you asked me about this when I interviewed you.
I
Did you see it right down there?
You really meant it.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
And it's not that it's not a gotcha, we're trying to go out and get, but it is to be fair to all residents in the city and have an ordinance that we all follow and we all live up to. It needs to be fair. But I was confused. So if you look at B under the ordinance, it's not really, it talks about building materials or that's just going to be part of this blight ordinance as well now?
Yes, that's right, and then, the definition is where the recreational equipment storage requirements are set forth, so that'd be on the third page, so. Yeah, this is additional, tool for blight, just with respect to building materials too. And really, I think you're doing the right thing by putting these type of violations to the Administrative Bureau in that moves a lot quicker than the court. Sometimes the court has other things it views as priorities and not this, and so this is a way to stay aggressive and treat people fairly and streamline the process.
Another step.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was happy to see scaffolding. Yes.
Just a quick question. In section 4, part A, it says if the township incurred actual expenses. I was just wondering if that needs to be taken to the city.
Going to be changed at the next meeting.
Oh, apologize.
Yeah.
Good catch.
We saw that today, and we actually talked to Rosemary about it. She said, just change it when you adopt it.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I know you've got other
Good job,
townships.
yeah. We did a similar amendment for one of your neighbors, but good catch, Mr. Clemens.
In the future for these amendments, I'm thrilled we're doing this. If we could, like the construction materials thing is not recreation, and I think spelling that out in the motion in the future, if we're hitting multiple things at once, just to make clear on the agenda item and in the motion that we're addressing multiple things instead of, because the motion just speaks to recreation and for some people construction is recreation, but I don't think that quite matches the intent of the motion. I'm still on board with
But
the
it's
change.
not,
Thrilled
it's not
about it.
completely inclusive of
Yeah.
Of what's being changed. And I
That's
think a
another
little
good
more
point.
clarity there would be good.
We will take that into consideration.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraut,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
All right, moving to 9E, Smart Specialized Services Operating.
Approve I recommend we approve the 2024 FY Specialized Services Operating Assistance Program third-party contract between Suburban Mobility Authority for Regional Transportation, SMART, and the City of Mount Clemens as presented, and to authorize the execution of the contract by the appropriate city officials.
Okay, Mr. Shipman. Oh, nope, I need.
Support.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Shipman, sorry.
Attached is the fiscal year 2024 Specialized Services Operating Assistance Program third-party contract between the Suburban Mobility Authority for Regional Transport and the City of Mount Clemens. This contract is identical to the fiscal year 2023 contract and has been reviewed by the city attorney's office. The contract outlines the application of funds from MDOT through SMART to provide public transportation services to persons with disabilities and senior citizens.
Now, does anyone have any questions or comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Warnick,
Yes.
Crowd,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rich.
Yes.
Okay, 9F, approval of the agreement for self-service kayak rentals and lockers. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the agreement between Rent Fund LLC and the City of Mount Clemens for the purchase and installation of self-service kayak lockers at MacArthur and Shadyside Parks.
Support.
Mr. Sherman.
Attached is an agreement between Rent Fund LLC and the City of Mount Clemens for self-service kayak rental and lockers at MacArthur Park and Shadyside Park. The city administration is recommending approval of the attached agreement, which would place 4 self-service kayak rentals at MacArthur Park and 4 self-service kayak rentals at Shadyside Park. This is a 5-year agreement and has a one-time cost to the city of $29,000. Rent Fund LLC takes all the liability and responsibility for the equipment and payments. The city and Rent Fund LLC share the proceeds of the rentals 50-50, in which it is expected that the return of investment will be 3 to 4 years. At the end of the 5-year agreement, the city can agree at no cost to keep the rental program with Rent Fund LLC or remove it.
Okay, who has questions, comments?
I have a comment.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome.
Welcome.
One-time cost.
You can say that at any point in the meeting.
And you will be the person on our social media clip for that, renting the first kayak.
Right.
Won that award, sir.
Mr. Calhoun, you look like you're about to say something. Oh, okay. Anybody else have anything?
We had an earlier explanation of the whole
Yeah,
thing,
and maybe
so
we
maybe
should-
you should
Maybe
repeat
you can
it.
explain it a little
Was
bit more.
that, was that
for the
good,
public.
what I gave you?
It was, see, I didn't have any questions, so
Okay,
you should,
well, that is good
you
then.
should share
Yeah.
them earlier.
So, as it stated, these lockers will be at each park. There'll be 4 at each, which we can add to that if this is very
Okay.
popular. Yeah, there'll be 4 kayaks. And so the user downloads an app, and then when they want to rent it, they have to go in and they supply their driver's license and they have to sign off on a liability form. They also supply a credit card to pay for it. Part of that is which they pay a deposit. So once everything's completed, the locker automatically opens. They take out the kayak, the paddles, the life jacket in there. They can use this anywhere they want. They don't necessarily have to put it in the river. If they wanted to go use it at Metro Beach, they could. At the end, they return it. It's locked. They take a picture of it. And once everything is cleared with the company, then they release their deposit and they take final payment. Rent Fund assumes all the liability, not only for the equipment, but for any accidents that may occur. So there's 0 liability to the city. And then we share in the cost with them, down to a certain amount. I believe the number was, the minimum where we could do the share was $25, which is a 2-hour rental. Anything lower than that, then we would lose the cost share option. But we can actually go higher than that, so it's really what we want to set the pricing at.
And you said that was 2 hours?
The $25 would be for 2 hours, that would be the minimum, where the cost share would still be involved.
And you return it to the same locker, right?
Yeah.
So you do have to get back.
There's no bus.
Yeah, there's no bus. So, yes,
I do have a question now.
okay.
I didn't have it before. Are they required to, or if someone rents a kayak, are they required to wear the life jacket?
Well, they're signing something that says they're going to.
Yeah.
And then they hire a local person in the area that does frequently stop by and check the lockers and check the equipment.
Anybody have any questions or comments further? I'm excited. I think it will help the use of those kayak ones. Would be a good thing. Anyone else? All right, call the roll, please.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
9G, purchases and payments.
Move to approve the purchases and payments as presented.
Mr. Shipman, there's not really a cover letter to read, so does anybody have any
No.
questions or comments?
I do have one thing that I want to bring up.
Okay.
The Decima LLC, and that's for the Carnes Community Center playground installation.
Mhm.
So this is for the installation portion of it. We're also gonna come back with a co-op bid for the actual equipment. But I believe that on the installation, and we went out to bid and got no bids first time. We went back out to bid and got 3 bids. Decima was the lowest. But even with that, I believe we're about 41,000 over budget. So that will have to come out of the general fund.
The playground equipment, that's covered by a grant, correct?
It's the CDBG
The
funding.
CDBG, okay. Got it, can't get them all straight. Well, we got the equipment, we gotta
It's a lot.
install it.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, call the roll, please.
Crump,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Okay, moving to consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Thank you, you two. Call the roll, please.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Crump.
Yes. Excited to see the Grand Prix.
Yes.
I'm excited to see the art park.
And yeah. All
Yes.
right, we'll move to the city manager's report, Mr. Sherman.
The demolition of 213 Court Street began on Tuesday, April 30th. Brian, I didn't have a chance to drive by there, Brian, you know if they're done?
It's down, and I think we did an open hole inspection today.
Okay, good. A public hearing is being scheduled for the May 20 City Commission meeting for the proposed brownfield plan for the redevelopment of the Victory Inn property. The Hubbard Street Rehabilitation Project is scheduled to begin on May 6, 2024, weather permitting. Traffic will be maintained, however, there will be interruptions throughout the duration of the project. Please seek an alternate route to avoid the area if possible. Get your bathing suits ready. The splash pad at Shady Side Park is scheduled to be open for the Memorial Day weekend. The 2023 property tax settlement has been completed and finalized with the Macomb County Treasurer, and we can expect to be receiving the payout in May. The new ballot drop box was recently installed at the Carnes Community Center and will be open in late June for the August 6th primary election. The ballot drop box will have 24-hour video surveillance and be emptied by the city clerk's office daily. All Mount Clemens voters are welcome to use this new drop box. Our upcoming events, reminder that the Made in Michigan show is next weekend, Saturday, May 11th and Sunday, May 12th, featuring over 150 artists and vendors with live entertainment on the fountain stage both days. And don't forget the Kids Business Fair in the Cherry Street Mall on May 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., featuring 20 young business entrepreneurs.
Okay, questions or comments for Mr. Shipman? I would just say that people should, if they want also updates on the Hubbard Street project for any of our construction projects, they can find that information on our website and our social media accounts. So if you're on social media, make sure you're following City of Mount Clemens Government, Downtown Mount Clemens, and Mount Clemens Recreation. I think that's our 3. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, please.
I'll say it now instead of my comments.
Okay.
It's really exciting that we have a new drop box coming in at Carnes Community Center. I know that a lot of people were hoping that it would be a voting location, but what we've seen is more people are voting absentee than ever before. And so it's really great that now you can go to a location close to your home and safely put your ballot in and know that your ballot is going to be casted. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Move on to our second opportunity for the public to address the commission. Again, we ask that you come to the microphone, you give us your full name, your residential address, and you abide by our 2-minute rule. We also ask, of course, that you address your questions and concerns to the chair. We go ahead and invite everybody at this point to come on up to the microphone.
Hello, my name is Steve Belcher. I live in 69 Lincoln. These guys are all like DPW and city guys, right?
Department chairs.
Love it. They pass by my house every day. They stop at the stop sign. But they do a really good job, and I just like to thank you guys. And everybody else is doing good. Then there's the fact that I've never seen a rendering for the rehabilitation of downtown. The rendering that was shown, I was told by the major players, that's not what it looked like. There's no greenery, there's not a blade of grass in the whole thing. Totally disappointed. Of course, there's a lot of bad comments about the fountain placement. But my biggest concern is it's going to be a hot box. It's going to be concrete. So if you have any events, hot day in June, July, or August, I'm not going. It's going to be too hot. It's concrete. Everything there is concrete. No planters. No trees, no shade. I don't know what you're gonna do about the people with patios. And I don't know if you addressed that at the meeting for that. But there's a lot of concern for the businesses that have patios and how they're going to, there's already limited parking because all the business down there basically have bars. You know, daytime is very limited. They're wondering where they're gonna park, how they're going to have their people that prefer to be outside, in the back, or in the front, or the timing. There's no schedule that was put out. I don't know. I stay very aware of everything, and I'm totally oblivious to everything, and that's the part of Mount Clemens that most of you have fixed, but it's still holding hard. That's it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else at this time who would like to address the commission?
Carl Hayes, 112nd Street. I just want to say thank you for voting yes on the playground installation, even though it was over, but really appreciate it. And starting this Wednesday, walk on Wednesdays for seniors from 11 to 1 p.m. at Farms. We'll be playing music. We'll be inside. It'll probably be more beneficial once it gets hot. So I understand while the weather's nice for you to be outside, but once it gets hot, please come indoors, listen to some oldies, and walk the gym.
Thank you. Great idea. Is there anyone else at this time who would like to address the commission? Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and move on to commissioner comments, and we will start with Commissioner Rick.
Thank you, Mayor Crop. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to the staff of Macomb Cable Network for nearly 30 years of support and education to decades of students. I wish the staff only the best in their future endeavors. Sad to see how things went down, but I know they'll land on their feet eventually. Was happy to be able to make it to the opening day of the farmers market. It was awesome. Lots of good stuff available. I highly recommend it. Saturday mornings, get there early. Also, big thanks to the beautification committee for organizing the downtown cleanup. It was really cool. I'm hoping that we continue doing stuff like that moving forward. It was real cool to see so many people out there for it. Also, props to the Historical Commission on their Living History presentation, also the morning of the 4th. It's really cool to see all these different events and stuff getting put together by our committees, which if you're interested in participating on them, there are openings available, including on the local officers compensation committee, the traffic safety committee, and several others. More information is available on our website. Lastly, it is the start of Municipal Worker Appreciation Week. I'd like to personally thank our department heads for making miracles happen with the resources they have available. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And that's all.
Thank you. Commissioner Clemens.
We had a work session earlier this week that was fantastic. We had a chance to go over, I'm so tired of drawing, like, water plant.
Water rates.
Proposed water and sewer.
Water rates, yes. I'm so tired. Thank you for bearing with me. I knew that had something to do with water. Yeah, I was paying attention, I promise. It's really good to know that our city employees are working really hard to ensure that we have clean and as affordable as possible water. And so I think, props to the city manager and mayor and to our department heads who are continuing to make that happen. And speaking of water, Safe Boating Week is coming up. You might be interested in this. But I mention this because Mount Clemens has a chapter of the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and every year they participate in a Safe Boater Week. And there's also, so Safe Boater Week is from, let's see, I believe it's May 18th. It's the week of May 18th, 2024. And National Wear Your Life Jacket to Work Day is on May 17th. So have a life jacket. But if you have some spare time as well, if you have some spare time though, the Mount Clemens Coast Guard Auxiliary is a great group of volunteers. Some of them serve in other capacities on boards and commissions. And if you're interested in doing more out in the water, just as a hobbyist or even showing up and just teaching people the basics of boating safety, I would highly recommend that you join. So thank you. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Garrity.
I wanted to thank the city or whoever made the decision for Macomb Community Action Center to be inside Carnes Center on the first Friday of the month at 11 o'clock. I didn't expect the number that we had to come in, and it was overwhelmingly great. It was really good to be there. People could walk. Of course, there's transportation challenges. And in our city, our residents were assisted with water. Some seniors that needed walkers, so we're referencing them where they need to go. Even 2 homeless people came in and received full assistance. So it was a blessing to be there in Carnes. And so every first Friday of the month at 11 o'clock, I'll be there at the Carnes Community Center for any resources, questions, concerns that you may have for yourself or in your residential area, so we can continue to keep our city just looking good. We don't want anybody's water off in our neighborhood. Grass looks a little bit high. That was another thing, some grass cutting applications. It's a free service. So if you have questions or concerns, come up to Carnes first Friday of the month at 11 o'clock, or give us a call at 586-469-6964. We'll be happy to answer that question. I just had a question. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask. He said there was walk with seniors. I just wanted to know, what was the age? Does the age matter? Okay.
He's not gonna be hard.
Okay.
I don't think he's a bouncer at the door.
All right. And that's it. Those are my comments. I'm just very grateful to be a resident for this city, and our city is doing wonderful. So thank everybody for continuing to help your community.
Thank you. Commissioner Bourdain.
A lot of things go around to everyone for so many. I mean, when you look at this agenda tonight and the money we just approved for so many things. And the session we had just prior to this meeting was on the budget. So there is so many things happening, and we really do, I think I can speak for all commissioners that we really do appreciate all the good work that the city manager, Shipman, and all the departments are doing, because there is a ton of work. And of course, Maria and Kyle, I mean, we can't forget them, they're like an employee. But it is pretty overwhelming and amazing at the same time that we're really moving forward with some of these projects, and some of them are gonna be inconvenient for a while. But it is going to be worth it all when it's done. And hope to see everyone at the Made in Michigan Fair. That's always one of my favorites. Hopefully the weather holds. It's supposed to be a little cooler on the weekend, but that'll be good for walking downtown. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. I want to mention the Made in Michigan Festival. I'm to look forward to that. That was a great event. We have, I know, over almost 150, 160 vendors this year, which is, I remember the first year that we had it after that I was mayor was 75. So 160 is incredible. Thank you, Nikki. And the Kids Business Fair, I will do a shameless plug that there will be a certain very young crop who will have his seasoned pretzels selling. So if you have had the seasoned pretzels in the past, Miles will again be at the Kids Business Fair. So I want to, of course, wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day this Sunday, and remind the children and husband that live in my house that it is Mother's Day on Sunday. We had an incredible turnout for the Mount Clemens Beautification Committee's first citywide cleanup. And I remember meeting with Linda Curtello this fall, and she said to me, you know, what do you want this commission to do? And I said, can you please clean up the place? And she did. And so it was a really exciting day. There were 75 people that showed up, and it really, it just spoke to, I think, how many people care about coming out and helping out the city. I mean, you didn't need to have any type of special skill. You were willing to use the grabbers and pick up some interesting treasures along the way. You know, and it was fun. We had a great time doing it. So thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you to the volunteers who organized it. It was really great. And I look forward to it next year. And again, the Historical Commission, they have been doing all of their educational programs that have been teaching people about the community that we live in. Not only just the history, but also some of the businesses that were here in the past and the houses that we live in. And they too have asked me, what do you want us to do with this commission? And we're really looking